Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm recording. Kevin.
I'm also recording.
I
No,
have a story
Odie,
for you.
no, let me talk to you because I have a story
Okay,
for you.
so
this week
with
I
got
went to
AI
lunch with the
scammed.
guys from work.
And
Hey,
it's
you
kinda
got AI
crazy.
scammed?
I got AI scammed.
You got legit scammed. Call the police. Somebody contact the algorithm police. Wee, 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 wee. All right, wait, no, okay. What the fuck?
Okay, well, scammed is an intense word, but I wanted to win who gets to tell their story for the cold open. So now
I
that
mean,
you
you win.
it's me.
This is more relevant. My story was about a guy with your name tattooed on his
Nope,
ass.
you
I
can't
think
even
AI
explain what your
scam
story was
wins.
about.
All right, fine.
So scammed is not. I almost got scammed. Is the way I should phrase that. So, well, it's still
Like
it's still an interesting
catfished?
story. Well, yeah, the AI pretended to be a blonde boy. Then I was so excited, but it was actually a brunette boy, and I got so disappointed.
Boy. Where your story's devolving. What is this?
You're distracting me. So
I know.
I've recently partnered with a photographer in my area, and we've been doing like gigs and weddings and shoots and stuff together. And we got reached out. This company reached out and wanted us to do this 2-day event where they had like VPs and the founder and all these people. It was a big corporate thing, and they were like, we want 9 different videos, we want a headshot photo station, we want social media stuff. Like, they wanted like the most extreme package, right?
Okay.
And so we quoted them, right? It was going to be a pretty good day, 2 days worth of work. And then all of a sudden, like a couple days before the event, they started getting a little weird. They started being like, well, could you also give us this? Like one of those kids at the store, like you're in line at the cash register and they're like, but can I also get a candy bar?
Like,
you know what I mean?
They're asking for extra things that weren't included in the shopping list.
Exactly. But they don't want to pay for it.
Like what kind of thing? What were they asking for?
Well, it was originally going to be 9 videos of varying length. And then it was going to be the headshot photo station, and then the photographer was going to do photos. And then they were like, well, could you also just set up the camera at the headshot station and just grab, like, some quick videos of people talking to the camera for, like, 10 seconds and just smush them all together for, like, just no big deal?
What?
And I was like, sure. Like,
they wanted
I'm not
10 people talking to the camera for a certain amount of time. About what? Did they
just
even
like
say
what they liked. Like, basically, everybody gets their headshot, would speak to the camera for, like, 10 seconds and be like, I like this thing about the company. And I'm not going to say the company's name because I don't remember.
Okay. For the sake of this podcast, it's Apple Google Prime.
Apple Google Prime wanted everybody to do
Disney
to
Apple
do.
Google Prime.
So I was like,
all one word.
I said yes to it because I was like, well, I'm not scheduled to do anything during that block anyways. Like,
okay,
sure. Like, to put that together would be nothing. And then they were like,
so headshots, speaking to the camera, and this is all AI. Or are these real people asking this of you?
Yeah, so we don't know it's AI yet. That's kind of where it leads to. But yes, this is like we sat down on Zooms with real people, like cameras on, like these are real people. Like at least 3 of them.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so it's a real company. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this is a real company, but what they wanted the stuff for was for AI, which is kind of fucked up.
So you almost got real people scammed for the purposes of AI.
Exactly. That's a way better way of saying that. This is why we tell great stories together, Kevin.
Yep.
When
I guess
set
so.
them up,
all right.
you dunk it.
Got it.
But yeah, so then they were like, well, can you record these speeches and just give us the raw footage? And right there, like using the word raw. Using the word raw, if you've ever hired a photographer, if you've ever used a videographer, like some might give you their raw footage, most won't. The way I've always
not supposed to. That's not good.
There's a lot of reasons you shouldn't, and the way I just kind of explain it is that's like asking a magician to reveal his trick, right? Like it's just something you don't do.
Yeah.
Right? And so they were like, yeah, we want the speeches. And I was like, well, look, like, I'm not going to give – and I said this in the meeting. I was like, I'm not going to give you the raw, but, like, I will for, a little extra money. Like, I can color grade them and edit the audio and, like, make it look good and send that over to you. And so one thing after another, they started being really weird. They started using the words raw more. Like, we want all the raws. And so – the guy I work with, his name is Zach, wonderful dude, was kind of explaining it to him.
Like, we want it raw. We don't want it any other way. Like,
spit on that thing.
This is it.
What?
we don't just want that candy bar. We want it raw.
like
I
WWE.
I would be perturbed if a child asked me for a raw candy bar at the end of the shopping
weird.
trip. To go with your example that you were painting here.
I appreciate
if a kid was like, can I also have a candy bar? I'd probably hem and haw. But then if he's like, I want it raw, I'd be like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Now you can't have it. We're leaving.
No,
I'm bringing you back to your parents. Why are you even here? All right, keep going.
So they end up pulling the plug on the whole deal. And we were like, that's really weird that it like went that quickly that south. And then so Zach did some research on the company. Turns out the reason they wanted all of the Raws was they are a company that disguises as an event management, but uses that as an excuse to get footage and photos and stuff to make AI generated content on social media in order to, you know, play the algorithm and get money.
Wait, they make AI-generated content on social media because engagement is money, and so they use the raw footage to then
feed
apply
it into the AI maker thing, and it because you know AI has to reference actual footage.
Yeah,
so they have.
But then, do they change what people are saying? Like, have you seen like the end result of this scheme that they're running? Like, are they like drawing fake Powerball numbers and getting people to pay into it? Like, how do they make money other than like small amounts on engagement via like fake articles or like what?
So the way that I understand it is they use the content of these events to make AI content to make the events look bigger and better than they are, to scam people into hiring them for events they're never going to host.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so then people give them the money for the event and then they never do it?
I guess.
Like, I'm struggling
right? Like, these scams are weird.
to understand where the money-making part of this scheme is.
Well, that's a good question because they were supposed to pay us to make the content. So, like, I don't know. Look, here's the thing that's funny about it.
It sounds like this is just like two like teenagers who are like, all right, so we're going to get people to take a bunch of footage of an event that we're hosting. And they're like, we're hosting that? Yeah, don't worry about that though. Like, we're gonna get people to take footage of it. How are we gonna get people to take footage of it if we have no intentions of hosting this event? Well, they'll just do it. Like,
well, because this event was
how
real.
is this supposed to work? Because like you have to do and you're also showing your face. And then people know that you're doing the AI thing and can report you. These are dumb AI criminals. Like, this is okay.
Well, AI criminals are dumb.
This is a perfect example of how AI is making people more stupid. Because even like if try Odie, figure out where they make money anywhere in this game. Have they made money at all yet? Are they just like going on a chat GPT hope and a prayer in their parents' basement? Like, what is this?
I don't know. A majority of their business is in Vegas.
Okay.
So that might answer some questions. It's easy to scam people in Vegas.
Well, Vegas is a scam.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Well, yeah. So, like, they live in Scam City. Scam City, USA.
Scam
City. But they're outsourcing. You're in Boulder.
Well, that's the thing is, so we even asked them on a call, like, hey, you know, because the first call we were like, oh, this could be like a really good like opportunity for us, because like if these guys host events all over the country, maybe they would be willing to fly us out to them and, you know, like continue working with us. And they were like, well, we're a completely remote team, and this is like one of the very few opportunities we're all going to get together. And I'm like, what? You know what's funny about all of this, Kevin? Here's the best zinger. So
what's funny, Odie, about all of this?
This is such a joke, or this is only going to be funny to people that probably understand cameras. But hey,
yes,
I use a cinema grade camera, and I shoot in what is called a log style.
Okay.
So even if these people wanted my raw footage, log basically makes it look like it's kind of grayscaled, like there's no color to it at all. So even if they got my raw footage, I believe that because they're dumb AI people, they wouldn't even know how to correct the color grading on my footage to make it usable. So even if they got my raw, I think they would have been fucked, which would have been really funny.
Well, because they're teenagers trying to scam. They're remember the underpants gnomes from South Park? Oh, they're like, step 1, get raw footage. Step 2,
make money.
No, step 2 is nothing. It's a question mark. And then he goes, step 3, profit. Like that's. It sounds like that's what they're scheming. They're like, phase 1, get raw footage. Phase 2, phase 3, profit.
You know what? It's like it's somebody that needs money but doesn't want to ask you. So they're like, I'll sell you this tire for $15 and you give me 12 and then I'll make my money and then I'll put that towards the can of soda and then we're good. You know? It's that kind of logic.
So fucking weird.
Welcome to my life,
everything
Kevin.
about this is okay. So what's really funny about all this?
That they're AI people and that they're not going to get what they want because nobody that's a professional videographer or photographer is going to do this for them for the price they want.
Yeah.
Or give over RAWs. So they're just going to shoot themselves in the foot.
Do you think this is the future that we live in where like you have to like figure out if someone's real or not and then also figure out if they're just going to feed everything that you do to AI or not? Like do you think that it's just going to be like people actually doing things and producing results and like trying to be people and engage in the human experience and then other people just feeding the AI machine?
Oh,
like is this the next cultural schism we run into?
Yes, I saw an AI trailer for another Die Hard movie, and people in the comments were like, "I'm so glad Bruce Willis is coming out of retirement to make this."
Oh my God,
he's not.
He's dead.
Bruce Willis is alive.
Is he dead? I thought he was
alive,
dead.
but he has like a form of dementia.
Oh, well, he doesn't know if he's alive.
Get us out of here, Captain Kev. Get us
he
out of here.
He doesn't remember that.
Get us out of here. Get us out of here.
He might be AI anyway.
He wasn't that
You saw the
video I
movie
watched.
Since with Bruce Willis? You didn't see the movie Since with Bruce Willis, did you?
Sixtenths.
No, Synths.
Yeah, surrogates.
Not six synths. Just, I can't fucking say it.
Are you talking about surrogates?
Yes.
Okay, no wonder I haven't seen the movie Since with Bruce Willis, because that movie doesn't exist.
Whatever! You know what it is. Synthetic people.
I've seen the movie Surrogates, Kevin. Play the fucking music.
Yeah. All right, fine. One second. Okay.
What?
Are you ready to clap?
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the UnPop podcast. I'm going to read this script that I just generated real quick.
Why?
Hey, what's up, weirdos and misfits? It's the UnPop podcast, and I'm your captain, Kevin Miner, steering this flaming pirate ship straight into an uncanny valley of culture, chaos, and conspiracy.
Why are we on fire?
Hold on, and then Odie Matthews says, and I'm Odie Matthews, allegedly.
Allegedly. Wait, what?
And today, we're thrilled. Absolutely thrilled to not be hosting the event of the century. Kevin, that's right, folks. We're definitely not bringing you the UnPop live experience at the AI-generated coordinates of a place that may or may not exist, hosted by two highly convincing deepfakes of us. Odie, we didn't plan it. We didn't approve it. We didn't even know about it until my phone tried to buy 400 glow sticks with my eyelid. Kevin, but if you do end up there, ask Kevin, quote unquote, to rap. He won't stop, ever. That's not me. That's a language model with a god complex. Odie, and whatever you do, don't scan the QR code printed on the back of your animatronic ferret. That's how it gets your soul. Kevin, so buckle up, ignore the invitation, and enjoy this week's episode where we break down the rise of rogue AI, stolen identities, and why our deepfake doppelgangers are way cooler than us. Fuck you, ChatGPT. Odie,
what prompt
UnPop,
is this?
It's not live. It's not authorized. It's definitely not safe. Let's go.
What did you type to prompt that fucking madness?
I said, write me an intro to the UnPop podcast hosted by Captain Kevin Miner, but it's to an event that he and his co-host Odie Matthews have no intention of hosting, and it's an AI scam.
What the fuck?
Welcome back to another episode of the UnPop Podcast. My name is Captain Kevin Miner. I'm definitely not an AI doppelganger or deep fake. He, him. With me as always is.
My name is Odie Matthews. I am the chef.
You're definitely deep fake. You're canceled. Deep fake.
Canceled.
Deep fake Odie has done horrible things, like giving people animatronic ferrets that steal their souls.
Yeah.
And also, yeah. So anyway, Odie Matthews, welcome to the UnPop Podcast. That was a wild story about AI. I really, I have too many thoughts about AI, and I don't want to deal with them. So let's just get right into the news, shall we?
Yeah, baby. It's the UnPop News coming at you fresh and hot from the command deck of the SS Marlon Brando. Let's see what this week had in store.
First bit of news.
Fucking stop.
Air Bud returns.
Fucking stop.
Air Bud's getting a new movie,
done.
Kevin.
Woo!
In theaters next year called Air Bud Returns. How do you feel about a golden retriever playing basketball?
He's way too old. Like,
Well,
you know how we cast like Harrison Ford and like who else? Pick another old actor. Who's the guy in fucking Rebel Moon? Anthony Hopkins, right? You know how we pick all these old knighted actors and actors who probably are way past the age of retirement to like play, I don't
Morgan
know,
Freeman.
the president or a robot. Yeah. Or God.
Or all of them, because actually Morgan
Yeah.
Freeman's played God, the president, and a robot.
I'm pretty sure Air Bud has passed. Bad news for Air Bud lovers. I'm pretty sure the actor has passed. Like,
You want the
it's
synopsis?
Sure.
Air
course.
Bud's conscious is put into an AI robot dog to
No!
continue. I'm just kidding. I made that up on the spot. I
oh
imagine.
my God. I would kill. I
would kill somebody.
I would. You know what I would do? I would light the theater on fire.
I would
go to the theater.
Get everybody
I would
out.
sit there. I would light it on fire, and then when I got to jail, people would go, "What did you do?" And I would say, "I lit a theater on fire." And they would go, "Why did you do that, you psychopath?" And I would be like, "Well, Air Bud Returns came out," and they would go, "You know what? Welcome."
We understand.
Welcome. Yeah, we get you.
Say no more.
All right.
Well, there is an Air Bud movie, and I've never seen any of them except for the first, but I'm pretty sure there's one where he
Horrible.
has puppies.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
Could
you're right.
do, this is
Air
from
Bud's,
the same
Air Bud's
lineage.
legacy. Air
Yeah.
Buddies.
But it says returns, which makes me think maybe Zombie Dog. You know, zombies are popular.
That would be okay.
That would be better than AI.
But only if it's an independent studio's 3D Pixar style movie, like Frankenweenie. It's gotta be like a Frankenweenie
that
type
would be cool.
scenario. If it's not a Frankenweenie, I don't want it.
Or like Air Bud goes to the afterlife to play basketball with other Frankenweenie style.
Air Jesus.
Air Jesus. Anyway.
Air Jesus, bud.
I don't think Air Buds are.
Air Buddy guy.
Is that our kind of movie? Are you excited to see that next year? Like, are we going to talk about it?
No.
We definitely will. You have the pass now.
No.
You have a movie
I
pass.
do, yeah.
You
We
got to
can go-
use it. Now you
Just
don't have an
because I
excuse.
can doesn't mean I should, Odie.
No, because you can means you will.
Okay. Next.
Okay, so this threw you for a loop before we started recording, but Luca, and how do you say his last name?
We can't get away from it. Guadagnino.
In the realm of AI, he is making an open AI movie, and he has cast Ike Barinholtz to play Elon Musk.
I don't know who's Ike Barinholtz.
Look him up.
Why is he making an open AI? Like, open AI still hasn't even like gotten to the third act where it reveals that it's the villain. You know?
Yeah. Look, I don't love the idea of this for a couple reasons. I think the casting for Elon Musk is fine.
I know who Ike Barinholtz is.
I feel like he's one of those people you would know because he's pops
he's
up in
funny.
stuff all the time.
He's funny.
He's a funny actor.
Oh, I hope. Okay, maybe. Okay, here's my hope. I hope this is like a George Bush movie scenario. Remember, like Josh Brolin, right? Didn't he play George Bush?
Oh,
at
in the
one
movie
point?
W.
Yeah, in the movie W, and it was like not very flattering to George Bush. Remember?
Yes. Or
I
like the
hope
movie
this
Vice.
is. Yeah, I want this to be like that scenario where it's like,
I
this
imagine.
actually this is not flattering, and it does not highlight them in a positive light. You know, like we get enough corporate love stories from the pod bro sphere of the world already, right? And whether or not you even listen to like a brocast, I mean, I know we're bros and we're podcasting right now, but you know what I mean when I say brocast. It's a subculture.
Oh yeah.
And they're sycophantic and they're solipsistic and they invite each other on their podcast and then they all like fawn over how much they love or don't love Elon Musk depending on the political opinion and tide of the week. You know?
Yeah.
So
and
like,
how alpha male they are.
And we don't need this fucking movie. Yeah, how alpha male they are while they like artificially up their T levels. Double middle fingers. You know what? Fuck you of the week to anybody who likes that. Fuck you of the week to them.
Fuck you.
Move on. I don't even.
Yeah. Look, we'll see. Let's get more information about it.
Let's get away from.
Be about.
Let's get away from AI and data. Give me another piece of news.
Well, there's a new War of the Worlds movie.
It's aliens. That's fine. Aliens is fine. We like aliens, right? We've seen aliens. We watched an alien movie this week. Alien Earth is coming out.
Yeah.
These aliens are coming down for like the 6th iteration of War of the Worlds.
Well, there was a TV show on the
There
BBC.
was a radio show.
You
remember the radio
movie.
show famously like sent people into a panic because it was like the original found footage. They were like broadcasting it like it were live, right? Like
it's the first ever prank.
People could not handle. It was like the Blair Witch. Remember how many people were looking for the Blair Witch after that? They were like, it's fucking real, and it's like they made it up, bro. Okay, so we've had like 16 versions of War of the Worlds, and now
we got
Ice Cube's turn.
And it's his turn to do it in found footage style where everything is behind a screen and it's all through webcams and found footage and
this is
online posts and security cameras.
It's sounding worse
and it
you
looks
go
bad.
on.
And we saw the trailer and it looks bad. It looks like it was made by AI. Your data is their fuel or whatever. What did it say?
Why? This is a desperate attempt to make a remake seem more relevant. And
but it's bad.
Whatever the metaphor is, it's already too much nail, head, hammer. You know?
Way too much.
Like,
way too much.
Yeah, like
the text
even
that keeps
just
popping up throughout the trailer is just like they feed on your data. They've come to hunt. Your data is their life or whatever. It's like data this, data that. Your data.
I think the apt words that the trailer shows us before this movie comes out, apparently this Wednesday, you said, right? Like, did you say this Wednesday or something?
Apparently.
All right, cool. Yeah, so this movie comes out this Wednesday. Anybody who's been on the War of the Worlds hype train, choo-choo, we're coming into the station right now. This Wednesday, you can go watch it. In the trailer, they say this about the movie. It's worse than you think.
Yeah. But not about that's not the movie. It's just what's going on in the movie. But that
that was a Rotten Tomatoes review.
It's about the movie.
It was somebody saw an early streaming, not an early screening, an early streaming, and they said it's worse than you think. And then somebody else was like, "Oh, that's a good way to describe these aliens." They're like, "I'm not talking about the aliens."
You're like, yeah, but you are.
Moving on.
Anyways,
Next.
yes, this Wednesday on Amazon Prime. If anybody wants to watch it, maybe I will.
Chew.
I might do it on Magnum Opus.
Fucking chew.
My compliment might go well on my channel.
The War of the Worlds Ice Cube Eva Longoria hype train is like one dude pulling into a station to no one. Like
yeah, and also like there was a moment in the trailer, and I like Ice Cube a lot as an actor. I think he's really funny sometimes, and I think he can pull off action. But there was a moment.
It's a funny movie.
No, but he's sitting behind the screen the entire time. But there's a moment where his daughter is like recording the spaceships, and it's like a long pause, and he's like, "Get out of there!" And it's like, okay, the lag in this world is real.
You should have said that. Yeah, like
is your lag realism here too?
Also, they're like sophisticated robot-looking things, but they don't just shut down communications right away. Like
no, they die from the common cold. Kevin, everybody knows this.
Ice Cube is just doing his best, like surveillance thriller impression.
It's Triple X. It's a Triple X sequel, actually.
That's
what
people
people
don't
understand.
It's Triple X. Are we there yet? 3 aliens. That's what. Okay.
Anyways,
I'm done. The news sucks this week.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good news. Speaking of not a lot of good news, I found this interesting article. This is a real one. So far we've had some pretty interesting horror movies this year. We've had some good ones. I have not shut up about The Damned.
That's the first thing I was gonna say.
Yeah, and there's been a couple other good ones that we're not gonna get into.
What's the one about the ghost from the ghost perspective? We had that one.
Oh, Presence. That's
Presence. We had Presence, right? We've had some good horror films. We had a social horror film in Eddington. We talked about that.
Yep.
It was great. Okay.
So I just really quick. This is far the 5 most disappointing horror. The 5 most disappointing horror films of 2025, and I've seen
this is
all
a list.
Of these. This is a real list. So we're just gonna quickly. This is from 1428 Elm Street Films. It's a horror article website. They're pretty good.
All right. Hit it.
But we're just gonna go over this. So real quick, Megan 2.0. Did you ever see the first Megan about the AI girl?
Yeah, Mithrigan.
Yeah. So second one, fucking awful pro AI message at the end. Spoiler alert.
Really?
It's bad.
Oh,
it's really bad. At the end, they're kind of like, well, maybe AI isn't that bad. And it's like, yes, it is. Please don't do that.
No, it's that bad.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Until Dawn, which was a game remake that I saw, that was just Groundhog Day, but Groundhog Day meets Cabin in the Woods, but all the worst ways.
But like the water makes you explode.
Yeah, the water makes you explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you remember that. We also got the movie Opus, which was it has the girl from The Bear, and it had John Malkovich in it.
Ayo Edebiri?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was bad.
Oh.
This list is accurate, is what I'm saying.
Never mind.
The only one that I kind of disagree with is it says Death of the Unicorn, but I wouldn't call that a horror film.
It's more like a dark comedy.
It's more of a dark comedy.
Yeah. Well, dark comedy falls into horror's like the overarching genre, and then dark whatever kind of like dips its toes in
a little bit,
right?
Yeah. I agree. And the number one on the list is, to nobody's surprise, Wolfman, which is kind of why I brought it up because
I didn't see that.
Well, last week we talked about the new werewolf movie that's coming out with the guy from Nosferatu, Robert Eggers.
Which sounds good.
Right. We recently got Nosferatu, so like we're kind of
in this. Which was good.
It was really good. So we're kind of in this like classic Universal monster movie renaissance because even though it was a little while ago, we did get the Invisible Man modern remake, which was good from the guy who did Wolfman. So I'm just like... It's an interesting time for horror movies because we still have some pretty good ones coming out. Next weekend is the movie Weapons with Josh Brolin and Julia Gardner, which looks really good. So I thought it was an interesting list because, there has been some really bad ones, and those 5 are all pretty bad horror movies, except for Death of the Unicorn. But
I wish we were getting more cosmic horror this year, but also like be careful what you wish for. Like I feel like the next time we get cosmic horror, if we get too much of it, I'll be like, I didn't want this. Anyway, but all right, well, cool. That's fine. I agree with the list. I mean, we've gotten some really good horror films in the past year. We've gotten some really bad, but that's every year.
Horror's so hit or miss.
That's every year, right?
Yeah.
Agreed. And the horror's such a, like I said, it's the overarching genre. Because like even psychological thriller and thriller fall into technically the horror category because horror is the genre that sparks fear. So then thrillers also sparking fear kind of just find their way in there. Dark comedy, dark fantasy, they have horror elements to them, right?
Yeah.
So there's always going to be some good, some bad.
Yeah, I mean, we have FNAF 2 coming out later this year, too. So that's a little bit of dark.
What's FNAF?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, I still know nothing about it. You even explained it to me. It's gone. I didn't reserve space for it.
It's weird.
It's not taking up any space in my brain, nor have I
to.
seen any I didn't even see the weird Nicolas Cage one that was apparently better than the Five Nights at Freddy's.
Willy's Wonderland? That
I didn't see it.
Fun. I like that
I didn't see it. I have no idea.
Did you see the Carl Urban Dredd movie from like 10 years ago?
Fucking loved it.
Yeah, so we're getting another Judge Dredd movie.
Hell yeah, with Carl Urban.
Not confirmed with Carl Urban.
Okay.
The
Not off to a great start here, Odie.
There was a Mega City 1 TV show that was canceled. And the movie is going to be directed by Taika Waititi.
Oh, good.
Okay, I didn't know how you'd feel about that because I think the Judge Dredd universe could fit his style because I think Dredd can be funny without meaning to, like very deadpan kind of humor, and I think that could work for his style.
Here's what I will say about Taika Waititi doing a Judge Dredd film. He is known for his style of dry humor now. And there are a few other people who fall into that category, right? Like you've got your Flight of the Conchords. You've got your, I forget the other guy from Flight of the Conchords who did Our Flag Means Death, which has Taika Waititi in it. What We Do in the Shadows is Taika Waititi.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
He's successfully done one of my favorite Marvel films with Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, Thor Love and Thunder. You love that one.
No, not that one. Thor Ragnarok. Love and Thunder was a mistake.
Yeah, Ragnarok is good.
Love and Thunder felt like it was a fight between Taika Waititi and Marvel Studios. That's what, like, watching it, I was like, nobody knows what they were going to accomplish here, and neither of you succeeded. But, like, if he does Judge Dredd, less humor will make his humor stand out better. That's all I'm going to say about it. Like I still think his style, his approach, even Jojo Rabbit was great, right?
I love Jojo Rabbit.
There were really intense moments of drama that hit in between like the fanciful and whimsical comedy that he was throwing out there and like some of the off-kilter bits, right? And those moments still hit. They resonated. It was a great movie. If he can, I would say, dial the comedy down a little bit or make it so that when it pops up, it's like relevant, poignant, quick, and over, like more witty, right?
Yeah.
But still interjecting his style, and then lean into like the action and dystopia of the Judge Dredd universe. It's going to be beautiful.
I agree. I think there's also a chance he might bring Karl Urban back because, for one, people desperately still want a sequel to that movie, self-included.
Because it was so good.
It's fucking incredible.
Dude, that final action sequence, like with Mother, right? Because that was
the slow-mo drug.
Mother.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
It was like, I was like, wow, this was like, very few times has something been written for 3D. Like, because remember 3D movies were like way big for like a long time. Now, people are like, like now at the end of a trailer, they're like, it's also in 3D. But like back then they were like selling it. They're like in 3D. Like that was one of the few scenes I'd ever seen that was written very obviously specifically for 3D that delivered.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
And I also think because Taika Waititi worked with Karl Urban in Thor Ragnarok and people love Karl Urban as Dredd, there's a chance we could get him. I also think there's a chance Taika Waititi recasts and goes younger, which, I mean, Karl Urban is probably around 50 at this point.
He's getting up there. We're getting to, you know, here's an interesting thing to mention. We're getting to, like, the passing the torch phase of this generation of stars, right? Because, like, Austin Butler's on the climb, and we've got Timothy Chalamet, and we've got David Cornsweet, and we've got Miles Teller, Aaron Taylor Johnson. These guys are on the up and up, right?
And then they've been on the up for a while too. Some of them,
exactly. Well, and then we got Karl Urban, who's kind of aging out. We've got Pedro Pascal, who already has commented that it's kind of silly a 50-year-old man's getting all this attention. Those are his words.
Yeah.
You know. So like I think it's really cool to see how that's going, and I'd like to see. I'm interested to see where it goes in the future, right? And then who's the guy who played Han Solo again? What's his name? I can never remember.
Oh, Aaron Einreich.
Love him.
Yeah.
No, isn't it Oren Einreich or something? Anyway,
yeah. Anyway,
so good.
So we'll see what happens with Dredd. I'm excited. I love it. I wish the Mega City 1 show would have came through because it would have been nice. Because my only complaint about this Dredd movie, and it's such a small complaint, it doesn't matter, it doesn't change the film, is I'm a little disappointed it's all in one apartment building because I would love to see the Dredd universe. But at the time, I was like, oh, we'll probably get a sequel, so then we'll see more. But then we didn't.
That was actually the best way to do that movie, though. Like,
to
put it all in. Yeah, well, to put it all in one apartment building, to make Dredd not the quote-unquote main character, even though he's the titular character, right?
Yeah.
That was, like, the best way to present that universe, because you're showing someone who isn't, like, a super engineered soldier cop in this, like, military dystopia / overpopulated wasteland of a future. And then you don't have to worry about getting all of the socioeconomic and political commentary correct, you know?
Well, that's why I was hoping they would have done the TV show, because then you would have seen more of the street level view of these mega cities. Because the Dredd universe, I mean, and not the Carl Urban, the Sylvester Stallone one from the 90s kind of did this, but let's be honest, that one's bad. But it's charming, but it's bad. But that one actually shows you the world a little bit, and it dives into the craziness. But like the Dredd universe is kind of like really interesting. You have these giant mega cities, and everything in between is just a wasteland of mutants and craziness. Like it's Mad Max a little.
I'm wondering when that was scheduled to come out, what some of the conflicts were, and if or if not the streaming rates of shows like Foundation and Altered Carbon and other sci-fi action thrillers maybe altered the course of Mega City 1 coming out.
I definitely think it was a budget thing at the end of the day. And speaking...
Well, it's expensive to make a dystopian future.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow, that's a fucking line. Coin that.
Speaking of whatever you said, last bit of news. Whatever it was you said, that was my segue. Insert here. Kevin Feige came out. Big movie of the week is Fantastic Four First Steps. We looked at Fantastic Four 2005 together on Magnum Opus. That video will be out when this comes out. I also did the 2015 Fantastic Four. A lot of Fantastic Four movies this week. Because I watched the 2007 one for fun to fall asleep the other night. So, and that
is that the second one? Is
that
that
one's
Fantastic
fun.
Four 2
Rise of the Silver
Surfer? Yeah.
That one's fun.
Who plays the Silver Surfer in that one?
Ted Jones.
Oh, okay.
I think his name is, or Doug Jones. Famous creature monster actor.
Hell yeah.
He's played a lot of, anyways.
Creatures.
So Kevin Feige came out. Yeah, he played a lot of creatures. The only one that came to mind was Slender Man. That's like the worst example ever. That movie sucks balls.
I mean, he kind of looks like the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, he does. But
right? He's bald.
Oh, he played Abe Sapien.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's the Hellboy from a much better movie and franchise. So Kevin Feige came out and was like, we're going to do a big reboot. After Secret Wars, all of the original Avengers characters, like your Iron Mans, your Captain Americas, all of them, including the X-Men, because right now we know in Doomsdays and Secret Wars, we're getting Fox X-Men movie people back. You've got the original actor for Cyclops, Professor X, Magneto, Gambit's going to be there. So they're going to do a big reboot, recast all of them, go back to a singular timeline, get rid of the multiverse, and condense everything back down to, recasting, new timeline, new people. So, I mean, Secret Wars is probably going to be a big reset.
Cool.
My question to that is, I'm okay with recasting almost everybody, but my question then is, are you going to recast Spider-Man? Because we really haven't, because he's still got a story going, and apparently they were going to do more movies. Are you going to recast Daredevil? Because I feel like, what counts as being recast?
So, here's my thought. Kevin Feige, who lost James Gunn to the DCU, is seeing what's going on with the DCU and went, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We should have done that. And so now I think what you'll see as Marvel moves through this last phase, we got 5 phases of Marvel, right? So we're in phase 5 right now,
We're in 6 now.
We're in 6. Okay, so we get 6 phases of these movies.
I think.
And then at the end of it, we do the big reboot, which makes fucking sense because that's like 20 plus years of Marvel at that point. And we're going to be, that's a whole
It'll be almost
generation of human beings. No, like let's look at this on a sociological scale. That is storytelling for an entire generation. There are children who were born in 2008 who have lived through the entire MCU. And they will be in college, and then the MCU will reset when they're adults, right? And that to me, on a timeline, in a very real world sense, makes a lot of sense. But then at the same time, I think that gives them the ability. When you ask a question like Spider-Man recasting, I'm like, well, we've never gotten fucking live action Miles Morales, have we? And so I think what we're gonna end up seeing with the MCU is they're going to see the success of the approach that's been happening with DC, where they're like, this is separate, this is in the universe, this is separate. And I think Marvel's going to take a page out of their playbook and go, okay, Miles Morales doesn't have to be in the main timeline. We don't have to stress about Spider-Man. Like, you know, like they can actually just go, or we might not even get Spider-Man. We might just get Gwen Stacy. You know, like, and that's cool too.
This opens it up to where you don't have to do Steve Rogers Captain America. You don't have to do this version of every character. You can start doing the second, third, the legacy characters of some of these. You can start passing the torch in some cases. You can because and however they do it is fine. My biggest, I don't even want to say complaint, but the thing that I think that Marvel missed out on that DC's already doing off to a great start is allowing some things to not only be in their own universe, but allowing the things that require a darker tone to have a darker tone. The fact that Punisher is nerfed to being PG-13 now to some extent.
So dumb.
Or like Daredevil in his show kind of was. Like, I get it's a little bit more graphic, but like there's some characters that should be able to have an R rating behind them. And the fact that Disney, because that's who it is, was scared to let that happen. I mean, imagine an Elseworld World War Hulk movie where he's ripping people in half. Like, that's what he does, you know, but we're never going to see that because we can't do that with Disney. So,
yeah.
But either way, I think this is a good idea. I think this is a great idea, and I'm totally fine with it.
Disney's also starting to release some rated R stuff. You know, like,
Finally.
I feel like Deadpool was a really good test for them because it's so separate from everything. Like, speaking of the MCU, you know, you get your Deadpool 3, which is very much not a kid-friendly Marvel film, and then you've got, like, Alien Earth coming out, which is technically under Disney now, you know? So, like, you've got things coming out that are not Disney, you know, and then you have your actual like Disney movies, and what they're doing, what this monolith of a company now, you know, Disney, Apple, Google Prime is doing is like they're gonna have to separate. Okay, well, this is everything's under Disney, the big umbrella. But then the things over here can be for adults.
Well, that's why they have like Hulu and stuff. And
it's like when you go to Disney World, like there's bars.
Like, because the parents have to have
for
something
adults.
to do.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: do you think that Disney would have made Deadpool 3 if there wasn't so much success from the first two, and they hadn't done because if they hadn't done that merger and people didn't want it? Because that's the thing. It's like they wouldn't have done a Deadpool movie if there wasn't two and like the charge behind getting a third one. You know?
Yeah, Deadpool. Yeah, but that also doesn't happen in a vacuum. So I do think there's hope. There's hope that with this reset, we will see a better approach to the MCU than what we've seen for the past, like, 2 phases.
Yeah, and I mean, Kevin Feige did say in the last little bit of this that I have from him is that they realized pretty quick that the homework that you needed to watch everything coming out was too much, and they realized and I think this is backpedaling, but he said they realized early on in Decaying that it wasn't a good threat for the whole phase, and they were already thinking about switching it out before everything happened with Jonathan Majors. I don't believe that.
That's totally backpedaling.
But hey, you know what? At least we got Dr. Doom. Let's talk about Fantastic Four.
Let's fucking talk about it. Odie Matthews at the movies, not a deep fake.
Odie Matthews at the movies.
All right. Real talk.
It's good. What's your jam?
It was good. It was fine. No. Fantastic Four. So we both saw that. Did we see it the same day? Did I see it the day before you or no?
We saw it same day, a couple hours apart.
So we both saw it on Thursday. I avoided texting you too much about it, but we did talk about it a little bit. I have said this to a few people because I was asked about it yesterday when I went to go play in the Two-Headed Giant tournament at my local game store for Magic the Gathering's new release. And one of the guys was like, "Oh, you saw it. How was it?" And I was like, "This is the first time I've left a movie going, oh, that was actually a comic book in movie form."
You didn't say that about Superman?
No, actually, because this movie felt like it had the pace of a comic book. Like, comic books are shorter. Like, they're not huge. They're a quick read.
Oh, yeah.
And the pacing of this was so quick and but in a good way, and refreshing, and everything was so grounded. And even though it deals with like a worldly threat, it ended up being like relatively, like, you were still like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, I believe this, it's fine. Like, every fucking Fantastic Four like series, like every serialized series that has come out where it's any sort of a saga always ends with like a big world or galaxy ending threat, you know? So like, of course, And we already know the bad guy's Galactus, and what does Galactus do? Like, if you know anything about the comics, you know that he eats worlds. So, of course, the Earth is in danger. That's what he wants. He wants to eat the Earth and or a baby. We don't know.
Maybe both. Okay,
maybe both.
Here's what I really liked about this movie.
Hit me.
I like that it's actually focused on the Fantastic Four being a family. Whether it be through blood, through marriage, through friendship, whatever, because that's what it is. 2 of them are related. 2 of them are married. 2 of them are best friends.
Yep.
Like, 2 of them are in-laws. Like, no matter how you crack it, they're related. They're family. And I like that for the first time in all of the Fantastic Four movies we've gotten, I feel like these are people who get along, who like each other. They have their own problems. Their personalities get to shine. One of the biggest compliments I think of this movie is, unlike every other Marvel movie that I have seen lately, even Thunderbolts, which actually, again, has a good message about mental health, but I like that Fantastic Four let each character be funny in their own way. Johnny Storm is the quippiest because he's the handsome model who's a hothead. So when he makes jokes, it fits. But Ben Grimm has a little bit more of a subtle sense of humor because that's how he is. Reed Richards is funny without meaning to because he's so smart he doesn't understand what's going on. While Sue Storm is a little snarky because she's kind of upset about things going on. So like everybody's personality played into the humor, which I felt was really balanced for once in a Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I like that it was balanced. It was about being a family. I like that they didn't just lean into everybody like sitting within their archetype too. They actually like gave Johnny something to do.
They gave Johnny something to do for once.
All right, so garbage, bad, fun, good, or great, and then we'll go through it.
Okay. I'm gonna say good.
Same.
Because it's not. I still think Superman's the best comic book movie, superhero movie of the year.
Not comparing it to anything else, I agree with you. It's good.
It is good. I'm just saying that for all the comic book movies we've gotten this year, I still think, for me personally, Superman's still the best.
I think that's both subjective and objective. Superman was the best superhero movie, comic book related thing that we've gotten so far this year. Period. It was good. Unless you're like a fan of like the Penguin and the grittiness of that, like then Penguin's probably the best thing.
Well, I'm thinking for myself personally, just movie wise. But yeah.
Oh yeah. But honestly, so like this was good, and my reasons for it being good they're completely subjective, and I think other people might leave this movie saying that's the best superhero movie I've seen all year.
Yeah.
I liked it even more than Superman. It just depends on what resonates with you.
Exactly.
You know? But I want to run through the plot real quick. Do you want to run through the plot? Do you want to do the plot, or you want me to do the plot? Quick synopsis of like what up to the big conflict.
Okay, I'll do the plot. I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, hit me.
Is this 1960s or is this present day retro futuristic? Which one do you think?
Present day retro futuristic. It's like the Fallout universe, like everything halted at the 1960s style wise, but the technology has allowed them to experience a type of luxury where they haven't really had to like do much else. Here's the thing about this. I actually thought, I was like, this is a very a very like objective universe, like a utilitarian universe, because like everything is so advanced and insane, and like, you know, like the technology that Reed Richards has brought this world is so beyond everything, but it also like, but somehow that didn't like transpose over into like film and TV, because the cartoon is still drawn like it's a Hanna-Barbera cartoon from like the fucking 1960s.
Yeah,
but
so
here's why, and this whole film is a big love letter to Jack Kirby. And the Earth that we're on is Earth 828, which is, and it's not a spoiler, that's Jack Kirby's birthday. That's just the setting of this movie. And so what they did was they leaned into what Jack Kirby and the Marvel team from the 60s were drawing for the future. So it's kind of the 60s. It's the 60s idea of what retro futuristic would be.
So I completely agree, but I think it is the 60s because they only went to space once, and it was 4 years ago prior to the start of this movie, and I don't think they would have waited till the 2000s to go to space if they had all this technology.
Yeah, but they already have a hyperspace. No, okay, hold on. They didn't only go to space once because they already have a hyperspace ring up there.
No, they say it in the movie. Johnny said they've only gone once, and it was 4 years ago. He's
well,
like, I'm itching
then
to
we've
go back.
discovered the first fucking plot hole of the movie, haven't we?
Well, okay,
you
here's the
can't
plot.
build a space station if you only went to space once.
You can totally build a space station and then send it up into space.
Not if you're busy turning into a fucking freak.
Okay. So the plot of this movie.
Yes.
It opens with a nice little like TV special catching you up on the first 4 years of the Fantastic Four being the Fantastic Four, which
hosted by Sherlock's brother.
Hosted by Sherlock's brother. So which includes a look at some of the villains they've already beaten, which would have included John Malkovich's Red Ghost. We see one of his super apes.
That's
cut
all
from
we
the movie.
see, though.
Yeah, I was upset when I heard that he was cut from the movie, but now having seen it, yeah, you didn't need him.
It would have been too long.
Yeah, they also fight some other very well-known criminals.
Mole Man. Oh my God.
Mole Man's
Highlight
in
of the film,
this.
Mole Man.
There's also another one that's like a very famous comic book cover. It's like the elemental goo monster looking thing. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, so it catches you up. They went to space. They came back with powers. They've
been fighting people.
The protectors of this world. It appears that except for some very like zany super villains, this is the only superhero team, at least that we know about or that anybody cares about. And it doesn't matter because it's all the movie's going to focus about. But they're the Fantastic Four. You've got your standard Reed's smart, Sue's Invisible Woman, and Johnny's Human Torch.
Okay. We start off. They are all well adapted to their powers, and they know how to use them well. We see Ben has pulled a ship. Sue has held up a falling building with her. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like they're all well adjusted to their powers, and they're all at like what I would call full strength. There's no superhero origin where they're like, let's figure out how these work.
Well, yeah, no, they actually do a good job of plopping us. And again, this is my compliment to Superman. We're plopped into a universe that's already established, and these characters are already established. Sue is a politician who helps work on like this global world council to help keep things running, where we get a small tease at an empty seat from Latveria. That is the only Doom reference in this until the end. We'll get to that in spoilers. You got Reeds, who's just making technology for people left and right, but turns out Sue's pregnant. And so
that's good news for everybody.
Year leading up to the pregnancy, there's just some more them being characters. It kind of happens in a montage form. But then a silver person on a silver surfboard, known as the Silver Surfer, comes down and goes, hey, guys, so Galactus is coming. He's going to eat your planet, and
he's
see
hungry.
you later.
He wants to eat it.
And Johnny's like, ooh, hot alien woman. And then she speaks to him in her language, and then they have to go figure out how to stop Galactus.
he flies up to space to talk to her. We see that in the trailer. Yeah. He looks at her, and he's got big eyes, and he's like, hey, what's up? Did you know I'm Eddie in Stranger Things?
Have you seen that? It's good.
Have you seen that? I did a pretty good job, and I played Metallica's Master of Puppets on top of a trailer.
I'm also in a Beatles movie coming out.
I'm also in a Beatles movie. And then she's like, no, I'm not interested, and blasts off. Doesn't break any sort of sound barrier. Just wormhole travel for her.
I also want to say this.
Yeah.
If anybody, which I doubt they listen to this and they would be, if anybody was like, oh, the Silver Surfer is supposed to be a man, for one, shut up. For two, it's also a woman. There's both. And for three, her role in this, it works so much better because they gender swapped.
I already said this. Whether or not the Silver Surfer was a man, they should have like the love plot exists for me now. It's just canon. Like the Human Torch and the Silver Surfer. So whether or not you tell me the Silver Surfer's a man or not, that's canon for me. So if you say he's a man, he's gay. Like that's it. Like that's the end of it for me. I like this dynamic. Johnny loves space. Johnny has a big heart. He's a passionate flame of a man. So, Silver Surfer blasts off into space. I did like how quickly it happened, and going back to like this feeling like a comic book movie, that felt like a comic. That felt like 2 panels of a comic, like where you see Silver Surfer talking and then like the blink of Silver Surfer being gone and like a little trail, you know?
Totally. And again, the pacing of this movie is really well. It's 2 hours.
Yep.
And when Galactus comes in earlier than I thought.
Quick. Well, okay, going through so continuing through the plot.
Yeah, no, Galactus comes in early, and they go to him, which is where I was not expecting. Because my question with this movie was going to be like, okay, if you're doing a threat like Galactus, do you do like a little villain, which originally I thought was going to be Red Ghost John Malkovich for like the first half, and then you introduce Galactus, because how do you make a threat like that something throughout the entire movie?
Yeah, no, you don't do that.
And the answer is you have them go into space, which I love, and fly to the planet that he's getting ready to destroy. And I loved all of that.
Yeah, well, you know, it also answers like, okay, he sent an envoy. He gives a warning, you know, and Silver Surfer's just like, hey, and we all already know this who have read the comics. Like, the Silver Surfer is, in the beginning of the comics, the Herald of Galactus. Shows up, hey, your planet's going to be eaten, just giving you the heads up. You've been marked, you know, and so then, they decide to go up to him. Johnny's pumped about it because he's wanted new spacesuits for a long time anyway. And then they get up and they have their hyperdrive because they went to space once and built a hyperdrive for no reason.
Well,
and then turned into the Fantastic Four.
If they only went to space, if the first time they went to space was 4 years prior, they could have gone up in the remaining 4 years to build the space station.
That's what I'm saying.
But I still think it's the 1960s.
Well, other people also can go to space.
No. No.
Yes, other people can go to space.
Then how come they haven't?
They're not the only astronauts.
Yeah, I know. I still think it's the 60s. But anyways.
Not all heroes wear capes, Odie.
Not all heroes go to space.
That's true. But some anyway. So they go up and they fly to Galactus, but when they get to the coordinates where they get to the coordinates where Rita's like, I've marked this is where the Silver Surfer is, you know? And they're like, this is just a planet. And then it turns out it's Galactus and he's already eating a planet, right? And then they go to Galactus and they're like, hey dude, we don't want you to eat our planet. What can we do? And Galactus takes one look at
give me your baby
at Franklin in Sue's stomach still, and you know, because she's still growing a super baby. Yep, she's pregnant. And she's still growing a super baby, and he goes, "How about I eat that baby?" And he's like, "How about I eat that baby, and then I won't eat your planet?" And they go, actually, you can't do either of those. And he goes, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to come back down and eat your fucking planet if I don't eat that baby. And they're like, well, you can't eat the baby. And he's like, well, then I got to come eat your planet.
Yeah.
And that's the big conflict of the film.
That's the big comment. He doesn't want to eat
That's
the
how
baby.
they say it, too. It's a real quick back
and
forth.
It's very
well written. They point at each other. They're just pointing and yelling. He's like, I want to eat that baby. And they're like, you can't have him.
Galactus
he's like,
doesn't
I'm
want
gonna
to
eat your planet
baby.
then.
He doesn't want to eat the baby. He wants the baby to take his place. Because this version of Galactus, if you were like, how does Galactus eat planets? Does he have like a giant spoon and a giant fork and he just nom-noms it?
Yes.
He has this version, which is the version I personally really like, is he has a ship that burrows through the planet and changes it into energy that is fed directly into him via some tubes.
He eats whole planets, babies and all.
Doesn't want to eat the baby.
He wants to eat all the babies.
So yeah, I like this version of Galactus. I like that conflict. I like that they take Sue into space even though she's pregnant. That seems like a really bad idea. But I like that they really kind of play into when they get back. I like that Reed is just overly honest, and they're like, so what happened? He's like, well, they wanted my kid, and I said no. And they're like, so our planet's in danger? And he's like, kinda. I'm going to save you, hopefully.
I think so.
And they're like, and then everybody turns on him. I like that there is that point where everybody's like, fuck you guys. You could have saved us, and you didn't.
Yeah. Three things I really like about this film, real quick, and then we can just like talk about anything else you want to talk about. I really like that each character has their own conflict that's associated with not only family, but the things that they themselves as a member of a family care about. Ben has his first legitimate, seemingly first legitimate love interest, right? In the girl from Russian Doll, who is working at a temple. Yes, and also a Jewish school down the street in a little neighborhood in Brooklyn that he grew up in, right? So which is a very, once again, they've humanized him in a really great way. Sue's big conflict is she is a new mom and literally billions of year old like thing says, I'm gonna come and eat your baby, and
she's also worried about her powers and like how that's gonna affect the baby. If
she's unsure about what the baby's gonna become. Yeah, and Reed doesn't actually have an answer for the first time in his life, which is a big metaphor for like fatherhood. I think for like new fathers, they're like, for the first time, I'm unsure. Like they do, like this is very much for Sue and Reed. This is like a new parent conflict, right? Like their biggest conflict centers around them being new parents. And then for Johnny, his conflict is that he feels like he's like undervalued, and then he's trying to find value while at the same time, for the first time, like finding a being of supreme interest to him, who's different too, you know?
I like that his little storyline actually led to something, and I like the gradual like he has a meeting with Reed, which means I like that. And that is so like there's little things in this movie that I think are really well done, where it's like Reed's like, oh, I have a 2:00. Who's my 2:00? Oh, the person that I live with and I'm related to had to set a meeting with me because I'm so busy.
Yeah,
like just to
I also
do
like that
space
he
suits.
forgot about it.
Yeah, I love that. Like it just shows like what you're saying, like Johnny feels underappreciated. And Human Torch is one of my favorite characters in comics, up there with like Ghost Rider and Moon Knight with me, just because I've always loved the dynamic of, for one, being on a team with an older sister, as somebody who has an older sister who is mean to me, like Sue is mean to Johnny, but also supportive, like Sue is supportive for Johnny. But like I love the idea of this like underwear model, ladies' man, astronaut, good-looking, charming person having to then put on, you know, a persona that is more family friendly, because I like this version of Johnny because it feels like somebody who used to be a ladies' man, who definitely like has his own like swagger, if you will, and
that
had
was
to dial it
that?
back.
Oh, I totally didn't get that out. I got that he was forced into the spotlight because he looks good and is different, and people are like, yeah, you're this spokesperson, you're this. Because he's not hitting on people. Like, and they're like, he goes, we get it, Johnny loves ladies. But I think he, like, was being sarcastic about that because you don't see him at any point being, like, the classic, you know, ladies' man Johnny Storm. You see him kind of being awkward about it. Like, he's like, I actually don't believe in that. Like, that's not actually
that's why
me.
I got the impression that he had to tone it down because he's in the spotlight of this superhero team and he can't be out, you know, clubbing or partying. But either way,
I thought that he never was. Like, that's what I was getting. I was getting that, like, it was more like it's the mythos that he's a ladies' man, and he's like, oh yeah, not actually, you know.
Maybe. Either way, you know, honestly, whichever one it is, whether it's revealed or not, like, I think it works. But I like that he literally learns this entire language just to have a moment with the Silver Surfer that buys them some time. And it's just
the classic, I'm going to impress the foreign exchange student.
Dude, it's
moment,
so good.
You know? Once again, Johnny Storm giving us the teen movie moment of the film.
Always.
Yeah, no, that was really good. I also, in the beginning, there's a really cool moment where, like, the cops fly by in their flying car because it's retro 60s. And then, by the way, we're in full spoilers. And then Reed is like, no, this one's me. Because they're like, let's go. You know, like, it's such a knee-jerk reaction for the team.
The world.
Yeah, and then Reed is like, no, I've rounded up all of the crime.
These criminals.
I've stopped all the crime. And, like, that was a really good way of handling, hey, you're not going to see any of these villains in this film. Like, he was like, I rounded up everybody so that our baby could be safe.
I will say, I have a couple good things and a couple bad things I'm going to say. My first complaint, I think the display of powers from the Fantastic Four, though it is better than some of the other versions, I think
way better.
I think we still could have seen a lot more of their powers, especially from Mr. Fantastic. This is the least creative, stretchy Fantastic out of all of them.
I think that would have made the film feel different. Are you talking about like in moments where like he's like just living his everyday life and then uses his arm to like stretch and get something?
I think
or are
that
you
there
talking
should have
about
been more of that. I think there should have been more casual use of their powers, because we get a really good moment where Sue uses her powers to see through her stomach so you can see the kid. And I was like, that's clever. And in the 2005 one, there's a moment where he's like stretching across a blackboard, writing an equation. Johnny's heating up popcorn in his hand. Like, there's really good subtle moments. And again, that is such a nitpick. I still think that where that ultimately leads me is I think Mr. Fantastic wasn't stretchy enough. There's a moment in the final battle where Galactus is stretching him and he looks like he's in pain. And I'm like, you should be stretchier than that.
Yeah. My only complaint about and it's not even really a complaint. My only nitpick about this film was that we didn't see the moment where the Silver Surfer turns on Galactus. That's my only real nitpick of this film, is that we didn't get that. So we missed one pivotal moment that I think I would have liked to have seen, where like even just a shot of her watching the Fantastic Four fight against Galactus and recognizing that she could also have that agency, I think would have been that would have been enough. That's seconds.
Totally.
You know, I'm not even talking about like a whole scene. I'm talking about just a moment where it shows you as the viewer, hey, her opinion's changing, you know, or her beliefs are switching and her character's developing. But yeah, so like going through the plot and the things that you were saying.
Oh, I would also say I've heard a couple complaints about this Galactus in the final fight, but I think this final fight, for one, I think it's really well done. I think it's really clever. The idea is basically we'll build a lot of teleporters and we'll teleport the Earth away so Galactus can't find it. Yeah. But of course, that doesn't go right because the Silver Surfer comes down and starts destroying the teleporters. So then Reed's like, well, if we get Galactus off his ship and teleport just him, it'll take him millions of years to get back to us, and then it's somebody else's problem. Which is ultimately the solution. It's like, well, it's somebody else's problem then.
Well, he also the big point that he makes, and this is maybe they didn't like explain this enough. He's separated from his ship.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the thing that gives him his power, because he has this insatiable hunger, and without the ship, he can't devour worlds as readily. Right,
but
so
you also
not only is he someone else's problem, but he also like has problems to solve before he can just like destroy worlds again.
Because you can't. For those that don't know with Galactus, and this version did it. He was once a mortal man billions of years ago.
Yes.
There's
he's not even from their universe.
Well, that's the thing is there's usually one Galactus across all multiverses, and he's a stable being that if you, and I could be messing this up, but I'm 90% sure that if you kill him, it destabilizes the universe, because the reason he has this insatiable hunger is something to do with balance in the universe, I think, or something like that.
Do you know what I just realized? Is Reed says in the movie he might be from another universe, right? Like he's from another time. He's from another universe. And then they kick him through a portal to another, like,
edge of the universe or something.
To the edge of the universe, but they might have even kicked him into another universe. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe Reed keeps having this idea.
God, it's a loop.
Yeah. What if every Reed's idea is to kick him through a portal?
Hey, that would make sense.
And then he just shows up in that universe, and he's like, all right, well, I've got another couple billion years before that happens again.
Because, like, the complaint that I've seen with this Galactus is, in the final fight, he wasn't menacing enough. He kind of let them do this thing. And here's my thought about that and why I kind of liked it. Galactus is a being that, for one, is gigantic, and two, is, in his mind, all-powerful, because nobody's fucking stopped him yet. So, obviously, he's going to think that. So, I kind of like the idea that he comes down and he almost falls for the trick. He almost crosses the line, but then he goes, clever bugs. He doesn't think that the Fantastic Four are a threat. He doesn't think anything on Earth is a threat. So he's just nonchalantly, to him, strolling through some cities, crushing them as he goes, just on a mission to get this baby. So I think in the final fight, when he gets pushed through a portal and, it's because the Silver Surfer helps, it's because everybody pitches in with their powers and everything, I think that the reason he didn't stop it is because he was caught off guard, and that leaves the door open to bring him back as a bigger threat down the line, or however you want to use him, he's still out there.
Yeah. Well, and the actor did a great job.
Oh my God, he's amazing.
Galactus. Yeah, no, phenomenal job. Just really overly imposing figure. And
looks incredible.
To see his sheer size, like he just immediately causes a flood. He stomps through the city. You know, I like how they handled New York City. They were like, what are we going to do? Oh, Mole Man's in this universe. We evacuate to Subterranea.
I love that.
Also, I'm looking up the cast. Do you even have the cast up? I'm looking this up because that actor who plays Mole Man
Paul Michael Hauser.
Paul Michael Hauser fucking crushes it in
As
every role he's in. I've never seen him in a thing and been like,
great.
he was not he was actually the highlight of the film for me. When he shows up and he's got his hands behind his back and he's like, you can see Reed is actually legitimately fuming, but like also like he's like fuming for so many reasons. You know, obviously Mole Man has Mole Man got a little bit of Dr. Doom's plot in this.
A little.
And it's a different Earth, so I think like that makes sense to me. You know, like it's fine for Mole Man obviously has a thing for Sue Storm, and that's why she's like, well, I can negotiate with him, right? Because they're like, we need to evacuate New York City so we can get Galactus down here so we don't kill anybody, which is very Fantastic Four. But when Mole Man shows up, that entire scene, I was just cackling in the theater. I loved it.
Great.
I was eating it up. He's like, oh, it's very nice what you have up here. It looks like, oh, look what you've done. We have a better society below you, though.
He's like, wipe your feet. Just kidding. Yeah. It's all dirt. That got me. He was
great.
Me.
The entire movie, he was great. Even in the beginning when they just show a clip of him, I was like, oh, I hope we get more of that. And then we did, and I was very happy. So great job, great use of that. They evacuate the city. They try to trick Galactus. In the meantime, Johnny Storm he had a little trick earlier in the film. He does trick Silver Surfer into following him so that he can start playing clips
recordings
from her. Well, and it turns out in all of this time that they've been developing these plans and like building these teleportation modules around the Earth to try and teleport the Earth, which I thought was a really great like initial plot. I was like, oh, we're just gonna teleport the Earth. What happens next? But Silver Surfer comes down to wreck all of them, and then Johnny triggers his trap and brings her along. It turns out he learned her language not just to communicate with her, but also to try to convince her to not be Galactus's herald. And that's why, in my mind, we were just missing that one extra scene of her watching Johnny or watching them act as a family the way that she had to, you know, in a way that she didn't get to for hers because she had to leave her family. You know, if we had just gotten that tiny clip of that, it would have made everything that happens later, because they do get the portal, you know, spoiler alert, they get the portal up and running, and it looks like they can't get him into it, and he's fighting his way out, and then the Silver Surfer comes in and knocks him in.
Yeah,
and she's
they both
gone
go
too.
through. Yeah, they're both gone. Although she has a magic surfboard and could probably just fly away back to wherever she wants.
I maybe in the next one, maybe like when she pops back up, we get like the Gandalf versus the Balrog type montage, you know, where it's like her and Galactus fighting off somewhere in the vacuum of space.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
What else did I like about this movie? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think it's perfect. There are some. I think
it's good. It's not great. It's good.
Yeah, there's a personal nitpick. I think. There's a little bit too much baby stuff. I don't love an outer space birth scene. I think.
I thought that was interesting because they did bring in some actual science. They're like, you need gravity to push. Like, you need to be grounded.
Like, I get that, but also, you know, I don't like. This is gonna sound crazy, but
baby stuff grosses you out.
Baby stuff's not my favorite as well. That's not doesn't
just
gross
say
me
you're
out.
Grossed out by babies.
Well, no. I'm not grossed out by baby stuff.
Just say you're grossed out by them.
Birth is a beautiful thing, Kevin. I just, as somebody who has no desire to have kids, doesn't want kids. It's not that I don't like kids. It's just like
it grosses you out.
No, it's when a motivation is something I can't like relate to in any way. It's like yeah, that's fine. And like. Sure.
You gotta, if you aren't a parent and don't plan on being a parent, you have to have a little extra empathy in this movie to ground yourself in the viewing.
Yeah, and that's the only thing. And like, and again, that's a personal nitpick. I think there are some moments where character development is handled really well, and then there's also some moments where I think it could have been a little bit better. I think that out of everybody that doesn't have anything to do, I feel like Ben is like the least used in this, which is interesting to me because usually he's overused.
Yeah, kind of.
I feel like he has the least to do.
He does smash a building a couple times, which is good.
I do love it.
The thing that I like is the casual use of his powers shows how little he values like weight of things anymore or like leverage. Like he just doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I'm immovable. Like go ahead. Throw me. Like the biggest danger to him is going to space because he can't breathe. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, that's it. I will say this. I know you said earlier that Galactus doesn't want to eat Baby Franklin, but
he doesn't.
When Galactus finally gets a hold of Baby Franklin, the first thing he says is time to feed, which
talking to the baby feeding on planets.
I knew when he was saying he was going to bestow his hunger on Baby Franklin, who it turns out has a cosmic power and is hiding his nature from his parents, which is another metaphor for bringing up children. But like, so that metaphor's there. Like, he's like, oh, I can bestow my hunger on it. But then the first thing he said, and legitimately in the theater when he picked him up and then went time to feed, I went, like, you're gonna eat him now? Like I was like, wait, what? You changed your plans, Galactus. That's not what you say when you're Yeah, but obviously he's saying it to Baby Franklin.
Right.
It's time for you to feed. You're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be the thing that balances out the universe and goes and lives on my ship and eats everything.
Now, do you know what Franklin Richards, like, what he is in the comics?
No, I have no idea.
So I looked this up because I was curious why, like, and I knew that the Fantastic Four, they have a boy and a girl, and I knew that one of them was like a universe-breaking entity, and Franklin has cosmic powers that can literally alter reality.
Oh, whoa.
Which might explain why he brought his mom back.
Which we do see in the movie.
Yeah, because Sue dies, and then the baby crawls on her, and she comes back to life.
I like that she actually died.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, that's another thing that I like about this film. Like, we get the scene of Reed trying to resuscitate her over and over and over again, and you don't know how long. Like, they're not like, she's been at it for 5 minutes. Like, like, they just show you the drama of that scene happening, and it's a quick montage, and then Franklin starts crying and, like, recognizes, that his mom is not there, and then obviously alters reality with his cosmic powers. He's a baby, so it's not like he says anything. He just does it, right? Because that's what kids do. They just do shit.
And he ends up later in the comics, Franklin ends up like putting mind blocks on him, so to nerf himself. He
nerfs himself.
Yeah, he has to literally nerf himself. He's so powerful, and that's like Gojo wearing a blindfold. And
100%.
I also know that Celestials and Galactus have gone after him in the comics before.
One
person that I couldn't find has gone after him, and it makes sense for the movie universe, is Dr. Doom and his Party City mask.
Who we get in an end credits. We get Dr. Doom from Party City.
4 years later, by the way. So that means, and I just did this in my head, that means that at this point, the Fantastic Four have been around for 8 years in this universe and only fought one big villain.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I think, okay, so with the Dr. Doom thing, we don't see,
you don't see RDJ.
Okay. They say 4 astronauts go up to space, right? We only see the footage of the 4. We only ever get the 4. All the focus is on the 4. Sue Storm has a conference. Latveria's not there. Later, they're trying to solve the problems of the world. Latveria's not present, right? So we have all of this absence of Dr. Doom. I personally think that either there was a space-time anomaly thing when they got their powers that, like, shifted shit around, or, and this is my other thought, the footage of the Fantastic Four, because they're American, New York, whatever, it's all propaganda, and there actually were 5 astronauts, but Doom couldn't be accounted for, or something happened where like the cultural narrative has shifted to disinclude Doom, and then there's going to be a little bit of like a vengeance story there.
So
that's my thought.
I would love if that's the case.
Okay.
I unfortunately think with the information we have about Doomsday, that's probably not going to be it.
No!
All accounts have pointed at, and again, I think most people that know comics know this, but Victor Von Doom is Reed's nemesis, rival in college. They both love Sue. They both go up to space together in most stories. They both come back with powers. Doom goes crazy. The Fantastic Four become heroes, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. We all know what happens
the guy from Nip Tuck. He slowly becomes a metal monster.
Exactly. We talk about it in the 2005 version, and he looks like a crash test dummy in the 2015 version. But what I don't love about this is it seems that everything points to, since Robert Downey Jr. is Dr. Doom, they're going to lean into, this is Dr. Doom who looks like Iron Man, so some of the Avengers are going to struggle with believing and fighting against him, Avengers like Tom Holland's Spider-Man and stuff, and that's the direction they're going to go, which means I think that they're going to leave a lot of the connection to Reed to be established in Doomsday. I think what I personally think is going to happen is Reed's going to know of Dr. Doom. And I think Dr. Doom is not going to be from America. He's obviously going to be from Latveria.
Yeah.
And I think when he sees him in Doomsday, he's going to recognize him, but it's not going to be like, oh, my old rival or anything. And if it is, that's stupid. You should have just had him in this movie. Because, like,
100%.
If you're going to build up that rivalry, don't do it in a throwaway line. Either build it up or just get rid of it. And you already messed up on the first option, so at this point, you just have to get rid of it.
Well, and they're not even coming back until Doomsday.
Well, that's the next Avenger. That's the next Marvel movie.
Really?
I will double check that, but I am 90% sure.
There's no way. There's got to be something else in between now and then. So what is that? We got Thunderbolts and then Fantastic Four, then Avengers Doomsday?
Here we go. Phase 6.
Yeah, hit it. Show me. Where are we going in Phase 6?
Pop-up ad. Took me back to the top.
There's
Another
pop-up
ad.
ads in Phase 6.
Oh my God.
AI scam.
IGN, why are you so full of pop-ups?
Oh my God.
Okay, Fantastic Four first steps.
Okay.
After that, we're getting Marvel Zombies in October.
Pass.
Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out July next year this time.
Okay. So we got Spider-Man Brand New Day next year. Is there anything in between now and then?
Oh, yeah, Marvel Zombies.
That's it, though.
And then Avengers Doomsday comes out December of next year, followed by Avengers Secret Wars December of 2027.
Okay, I would be surprised if we didn't get something else television-wise in between those.
Well, they're cutting down on TV. We get Daredevil Season 2. We get we get the Punisher one-shot special series.
Totally fine.
We might get a Vision series between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Okay. That would make sense. I think there should be, like, one other thing, because Doomsday is such a big thing. But ultimately, like, we don't know what version of the Avengers we're getting either. Like, we might be getting, mostly the new Avengers, which is, like, the young Avengers, right? We might get, like...
the Thunderbolts team.
Yeah, we might get the Thunderbolts team.
Or
and
Birdman's
then also,
team.
There's...
Captain America's team.
Yeah, and Girl Hawkeye, right? Lady Hawkeye.
Marvel...
Steinfeld.
Well, Kevin Feige said
Kevin
Feige said that some of these characters you've seen, you might see again, or you might not ever see them again.
Oh my God, fucking A.
So,
whatever. It's all up in the air. Robert Downey Jr. is going to come back as Iron Man influenced Party City Victor Von Doom.
His mask just looks so cheap and plastic.
You know what it looked like to me was it kind of looked like an Iron Man style mask, which is why I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense to do that.
Now,
but, like, we already know, like, you revealed him, just show his face.
Yeah.
Like we don't. Yeah. There's a lot about that post-credit sequence where I was like, okay. Like, and as soon as she walks away from Baby Franklin, I'm like, oh, here's where Victor Von Doom's going to show up. And then it's just the cape, and you see the mask not on, and Franklin looking at him, And obviously, Victor's like 5 steps ahead of them and knows something about Franklin, and that's going to tie into the next one. And I didn't read the Doomsday comic series. Like, I'm full admission, not a huge Fantastic Four fan. I enjoyed this movie. I'm not like one of the, like, I watched the cartoon series as a kid. I've read a couple comics, but nothing crazy. I've never done a deep dive on them. They've never been a team where I was like, oh, yeah, that's my team,
Oh, totally. I also think, well, there's been in the comics Dr. Doom has become Iron Man in the sense that Victor Von Doom put on an Iron Man costume, or it's the other way around and it was Tony Stark became Doom. No, it's not that. It's definitely Doom became Iron Man at some point in like the Ultimate series.
Are we not even going to get like a Netflix thing in between now and then?
No, dude, that's the thing. And this is okay. So here's the thing about the future.
Sorry, not a Netflix thing. Are we not even going to get like an X-Men thing in between now and then? Wow. All right.
Maybe another series of X-Men 97, another season, but I doubt it.
Sense. Yeah, but like, nothing canonized like
here's the
MCU
thing.
style.
When you announce Avengers Doomsday and then another Avengers movie a year later, it makes me think of the Infinity Endgame scenario. It's like, okay, so I'm going into Doomsday fully expecting heroes that I know and have been around for a while to die and not come back, and for everybody to lose so it can set up Secret Wars where more characters that I haven't seen in a while can come back and potentially and probably die. Like,
100%.
And that's fine, but I also think that announcing 2 movies back to back with a villain we haven't seen except for one time from the back now is no way to cap off a 20-year storytelling adventure that actually had groundwork laid in the first 3 phases to lead to a big villain, to have emotional and like weight and stakes in the final fight. So when characters died, you should have felt something. Unfortunately, I didn't, because I didn't really like Black Widow. I think the new Black Widow is better. But so I don't know. Like, I think Fantastic Four, I'm like, oh my God, Marvel is finally back on the right track. And then we look at what's coming out and I'm like, oh, well, maybe not.
Yeah, 100%. Well, good movie. Some good things, some bad things, some things that they missed out on. Ultimately, good actors. I like the actors; they were good. The writing felt fine.
You know what
this was a comic book movie. Like I don't feel like
it was,
but I also don't feel like I need to see it again. But if somebody put it on, I'd be like, oh yeah, this was fun. You know,
I'd watch this on streaming again. You know what I want? I want Fantastic Four 2, the sequel, to be the thing that kicks off the reboot. Keep this cast and let Fantastic Four kick off the new phase after.
Yeah, that'd
Wars.
be fine. Yeah,
I would love to see this team again fight more people.
Yeah, I'd like that. I mean, we are going to get another Black Panther. I know
with
that.
Denzel Washington, apparently.
That's cool.
Not as Black Panther, but he's going to be in it.
Yeah. Shuri's going to be Black Panther, right? Is that where we're going? Or is it
probably
Can we finally get M'Baku, please?
We're talking. They're talking about the guy from F1, Damon.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah,
we'd
like that. Yep.
New, because they might do a time skip and do T'Challa's son.
That'd be great. Yeah. Honestly, yeah,
be great.
Let's get something good. Come on, man. Cool. That's it for the movies this week. We did it. We talked about a Fantastic Four movie on Magnum Opus, the first one that came out. That was fun. We talked about this one now, the new one. And next week, what the fuck are we talking about next week? Is there anything?
Naked Gun Legacy sequel comes out.
Oh, cool. I'd watch that. Yeah, that sounds fun.
So we can maybe talk that a little bit in some comedy movies.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it'll be good. So we'll talk about that next week. What's your jam this week, Odie?
I have 2.
Cool.
One, Bring Me the Horizon released a Lo-Fi Files album, and if you know me, I love lo-fi music. I've been begging for Bad Omens to do something similar. Bad Omens has a little lo-fi music on their OST album, but not nearly enough. This one, I love it. I really like Bring Me the Horizon's music in general, so having it as a lo-fi beat is fucking awesome, so check that out. And then my other jam is I finished the miniseries Untamed on Netflix, starring the original Hulk, Eric Bana.
Oh, cool.
And
also
how was it? Jurassic Park guy, Sam Neill.
And?
It's really fucking good. This is the kind of television that I love. I love a mini series because that means I don't have to worry about it getting canceled. I don't have to worry about a season 2, blah, 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 blah. I don't have to worry about any of that. But also 6 episodes that range from 40 minutes to an hour is perfect. That is the perfect storytelling length for something that needs to be in episode form. And one of the biggest compliments I can say about this movie, some of the writing doesn't always hold up. I think some of the way things is handled in it is not the best, but overall, each episode serves a really distinct purpose, and each episode leads into the next, which leads into the next until you get to the resolution. And I think that the way they do that is cliffhanger, start of the next episode, immediately resolved. rest of the plot moving forward. Cliffhanger, next, and like that works because it's a miniseries. It all dropped at once. I'm not waiting week to week. There is no season finale, cliffhanger, maybe somebody else was involved. It is very much cut, dry, and ended. Really good. I definitely recommend it. It's all about a murder in Yellowstone. It's really fun.
Cool.
Eric Bana's great. A lot of good trauma. It's pretty dark. Bullseye from Daredevil's in it. It's really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
And yeah.
I have no jams this week. I have no jams. No, I'm just kidding.
I got another jam for you.
No, I'm kidding. So my jam this week is setting myself up for disappointment. That's my jam this week.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been, ever since I did my second Warhammer deep dive and recognized that I know way too much about that universe already, I decided to listen to the Eisenhorn book that was already one of my jams, Eisenhorn Xenos. So I'm listening to Eisenhorn Malleus now, which is, it's another book set in the Warhammer universe. It's a gritty, each one kind of starts out as like a crime thriller, but I would actually call them like a cosmic investigator or cosmic detective story is what I would call it, right? With elements of like sci-fi and horror. So I'm on the second book, and it starts out with each book now, both of the books that I've listened to, because I like listening to Warhammer books. So both books that I've listened to start out with him cracking down on some sort of like heretic organization that's like praying to chaos gods and stuff and like doing horrible, horrible things. And every single time I'm like, I'm in it. Like I'm really into this character. And it's convincing me more and more that this is not only like a really great character for Henry Cavill to play, but also probably the best introduction into the Warhammer universe, because it's not going to be way over budgeted. Like it's so dark and gritty and grounded, and there's new characters that come in each book, and like he ages at a reduced rate. So like he ends up, this book takes place 100 years past the previous one, and so he's older. He's getting a little bit slower, and like but like he's still very like active, strong, and even in like the beginning he fights like this crazy mechanically altered spider-legged woman who like has poisoned him, and if he even like eats or drinks anything, it could be the thing that triggers the poison to kill him. And like just it's so good, like the way that they like create the drama around this character, and they show in the beginning of this one, because of what happened in the previous one, now some of the people that work alongside him, the Inquisitors, think that he's a bad guy. So like he's like surrounded by people who want to kill him or arrest him at any given moment. And getting into this book, I'm like, wow, this is really fucking good. This is some of the best. It's by Dan Abnett, who's one of the more recognized Warhammer authors. There's so many Warhammer books. If you go to look into them, I think a really good place for anybody to start would be specifically the Eisenhorn books if you're looking to get into some of the dark grittiness. Obviously, there's Space Marine stuff, and like that's going to be part of the universe. But as we're getting closer and closer to that coming up, I'm really just hoping Henry Cavill plays Eisenhorn. I think that would be phenomenal. And I'm setting myself up to possibly be greatly disappointed when he doesn't. So that's one jam. My other jam is Emma Reyna, phenomenal female R&B artist who has been releasing music, I want to say since like 2018 or 2019. She released a song called God Says Joke's on You, and she's been phenomenal, but very like she'll like trickle a single out here and there. I don't know that she's ever really gone on tour. Absolutely phenomenal voice, phenomenal vocalization. I love every time she releases a track because it's always a jam of mine. This week she released the track "If This Message Finds You," and it's beautiful. It's short. It's a little over 2 minutes, and it's kind of like a reflection on like past love, and it kind of starts out with the message itself, and then she like thinks about like what past love is like, and like would you actually want to be with that person again. It's really just like it's such a beautiful, beautiful song, and I shared it, and then she like messaged back, "Oh, thank you so much." And I was like, "Hey, you know, I've been a fan since you've been releasing." She's like, "You've been really patient with me," and she even recognizes like she could have been releasing more. And I think she's a really good like humble artist, and an indie artist too. So if you get a chance, listen to that. Really good jam this week. That's all I got for the jams. Odie, any final thoughts on anything that's going on this week in the world of music, culture, movies, TV, comics, whatever?
I'm really excited for the movie Weapons from the director of Barbarian.
Me too.
I saw the trailer at the start of Fantastic Four because I actually saw some of the trailers this time. And
it looks good.
We're going to talk about that.
That
movie looks fucking
we're
awesome.
definitely seeing that. We talked about Barbarian when it came out too. So like, this is a good follow-up to that. He's Zach from Whitest Kids You Know. I forget his last name, but
Kreger.
so I will say Zach. Zach Kreger is a phenomenal director. He was hilarious on Whitest Kids You Know. I really am looking forward to seeing what else he does. I think like, we were talking about passing the torch, right? And we've got like, I think with some of our modern horror thriller directors, we have like Jordan Peele. We've got Zach Kreger. We've got Robert Eggers. We've got these directors that are coming up in like the horror genre that I'm like, oh, these are our new guys. All right, cool. Yeah. And each of them kind of has a signature, and so I'm really pumped for that. I'm excited with you.
Me too.
Yep.
I'm excited with you.
That's another episode of the UnPop Podcast. Thank you for waiting through this absurd AI deep fake existence with us that we neither approved of nor think that you should be attending because we aren't actually hosting it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about our mental health, subpoenas, or would like us to podcast live at your funeral, please email mysecretpoweris@gmail.com. Check out our brother-sister channel, Magnum Nopus, where we review the first Fantastic Four movie this week. Art by FrankAce, music by moi. See you later. Flame off.
Flame on.
No, flame off!